I can't remember what year it was. It was several years ago, but I got a notice from SWEPCo. SWEPCo is Southwest Electric Power Company, a big, huge corporation that owns power lines that go all over the United States. And they serve some residential customers and commercial customers here in Arkansas. And they don't exactly serve our own particular area. Well, maybe they do Eureka Springs. But in any case, I got this notice from them that involved our property and their plans to assert eminent domain across it if a particular route was to be selected by the Arkansas Public Service Commission. So all of this was like, what? I mean, I had no idea that the Arkansas Public Service Commission even existed. I didn't know what any of that was about. And so I started studying the maps and the environmental impact study that was done to determine why they would want to build that in our community and why, for God's sake, would they want to run the power line 75 feet from my deck, transecting my property. And so I took it very personally. And I learned that I wasn't probably on the exactly proposed, their favored route, but the way they do it is they throw out all kinds of plans. I think there were like 7 different routes that they proposed, and they'd studied to go across all these different people's lands, and I was outraged by it, and I started connecting with other people, and I started writing and examining what this actually was. So a 345 kV power line is the kind of one that is like the backbone of electric power in many states. It's a huge amount of power. And I started looking at why would that be needed here? And of course, the obvious solution was that it wasn't needed here. What they needed was a pathway to carry electric power through us that had no purpose or no meaning to us, and with a complete disregard to the beauty of this place. So I started writing letters to the editor, and both the Citizen and the Independent, and was grateful that they were published. And we started really mobilizing, and we formed a group. I wasn't in the initial founding of it. I came in just a few weeks later. It was called Save the Ozarks. And so Save the Ozarks had as its purpose stopping this power line. And I became the vice president of Save the Ozarks. My job was kind of to write a lot of letters and kind of explain to people what it was. And we worked with a number of wonderful people in the community to stop that thing. And one of the things that my wife and I did when we learned that there was going to be a public hearing at the Inn of the Ozarks, and that they were going to be renting this large meeting room to hold this public hearing, we rented the rest of the place, so that when people would come in, they would see not just the displays set up by SWEPCo, but they would be served coffee by the people who were against it. And the 2 days of public hearing were just absolutely so utterly profound, to listen to how much people cared about this area and what brought us here, and the beauty of this place, and the sacrilege that it presented, that this corporation had no care and no concern for any of us. And so I was grateful to be on the board of Save the Ozarks, because that put me into a situation where I was with our legal team when we went to defend our case against the Arkansas Public Service Commission, against SWEPCo at the Arkansas Public Service Commission. The thing that became so obvious right at the outset was that there was a good old boy relationship between the power company and the Arkansas Public Service Commission, because these guys met regularly about all kinds of different things, all of it having to do with the regulation of electric power. But they were like buddies, introduced to, so happy to see each other. And here we were with our attorney from out of state that Pat Costner knew because she'd worked with him in an earlier case. And the thing of being in that room, and my job was to present the viewpoint from the standpoint of the artist, how important it was that our visual integrity be preserved, that our visual landscape, and and to express my own outrage that they would desecrate it.